sixth graders, we're back and we're going to talk about the area of a circle today. So there's some important things to remember, so let's get started. Alright, I have my circle here, and then I have over here my formula for finding this. The area of a circle, we take pi times the radius squared. Okay, and I reminded us that pi is 3.14. Okay, so now let's remind ourselves what the radius is. The radius is halfway across the circle. Okay, if you'll remember, this is radius. If we go the whole way across the circle, that's called the diameter. Now, we can figure out the area of the circle if they give us the diameter, but we can't put the diameter directly into our formula because we don't have one with a D in it, do we, for diameter? No, we have radius, okay? So we'll do some problems both ways, all right? So let's start out with an example here. Okay, I'm going to redraw my circle. I'm going to give us a radius problem. Okay, so my radius is 3 here. Okay, and I'm going to use my formula of pi times radius, which we found out was 3, squared. Okay, what does it mean when we square a number? When we square a number, it means we take that number times itself that many times. So we are going to take this number 3 times itself 2 times. So 3 times 3, which is 9. So our new problem is 3.14 times 9. So I'm going to write this up and down so that I can figure this out. Okay. 9 times 4, 36, carry my 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2, or 3 is 12. 9 times 3, 27, one more, 28. Now remember, we said with decimals we have to put it in there. So I count how many decimal places there are in both numbers. How many decimal places in both numbers? So up here I've got 1, 2, and I've got none down here. So I start on the right, and I count 2 spots, and put my decimal in. So 28.26, and let's give this the label of centimeters. And since we're doing area, we have to square it. Okay, 28.26 centimeters squared. All right, so now let's change tracks here, and let's try one that has a diameter. So I'm going to make it that my diameter is 10. Okay, 10 inches. My diameter is 10. Now I said we can use the diameter to find out the area, but we can't put it directly into our formula. We need the radius. So we have to figure out the radius first before we can use our formula. So we divide this by 2 because there's 2 radiuses in this, right? Half and half. We divide it by 2. 10 divided by 2 is, you got it. We just found out our radius is 5 inches. Now we can plug that into our formula. 3.14 times 5 squared. Okay, we said this little squared means we take this number times itself 2 times. 5 times 5 is, you got it, 25. So I'm going to write this up and down so I am ready to multiply. Okay, 5 times 4, 20. 5 times 1 plus 2, 7. 3 times 5, 15. I'm done with my 5. I start a second row by holding the place value there. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 3, 6. I'm ready to add. 0, 15, 8, 7. Now I need a decimal. I didn't have any decimals here, but I have 1, 2 here. 1, 2. 78.5 inches squared. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of problems, and we're going to try and figure them out. Okay, remember, I'm going to give you your formula again. Pi times radius squared. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready to go. Okay, so we know pi times radius squared. 2 times itself, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, 4 times 4. 4 times 1 plus 1. 4 times 3. Decimal 1, 2. None down here. 1, 2 inches squared. Okay, I'm going to go slower on this one, and you guys are going to have to help me. I have the diameter. Can I use my formula with that diameter? No, you're right. I need to find the radius first. How do I find the radius of a circle when I know the diameter? I divide by 2. You got it. What is 6 divided by 2? That's right. It's 3. Okay, so now we're ready. We have the radius. We know 3.14 times radius squared. Okay, 3 times itself, 2 times, 3 times 3 is 9. We are ready to multiply. 9 times 4. You got it. 9 times 1 plus 3. 9 times 3 plus 1. Count your decimal places. I have none down here. I have 1, 2 up here. Start on the right. Count in 2. 1, 2. Label was inches. It's area, so it's squared. Okay, 6th graders, so the thing to remember is your formula, pi times radius squared, okay? And remember, if they give you the diameter, you can still use it. We just have to divide it by 2 and then radius, okay? We cannot plug a diameter into this formula. All right, guys, see you later.